Calls cost £1 from BT landlines, calls from other networks may be higher, and from mobiles will be considerably more. Text your answer, A, B or C, to 83336. Text costs £1 plus one standard network rate message. Sky or Virgin Media viewers can enter by pressing their red button now or enter for free at itv.com. Entrants must be 18 or over. Lines close at 5 p.m. on Sunday, and calls made after this time won't be counted, but may still be charged. Best of luck.
Well, it seems that most of Albert Square had a motive to murder Archie Mitchell on Christmas Day, and after weeks of trying to prevent his son Bradley from confessing all to the police, Friday's live episode of Eastenders saw Max Branning's world quite literally fall apart.
Bradley, you didn't hit him over the edge.
I hit him, and then the next thing I know is he's dead.
It's Bradley. He's getting paranoid.
So, Bradley, I'll give you my word, all right? I'm sorted. You all set? Yeah. Come on, let's go.
I'm coming.
Well, no, you got to stay
No,
here.
you stay.
It's passports. Left them in the house.
Stop him! He didn't do it.
No, he didn't do it.
It was me. I killed Archie.
Oh, you know, you see, the thing is that we've got the whole soap aspect here, the continuing drama aspect, but I'm such an anorak for live telly, and I've got 1,000 questions.
He really has.
Well, I mean, so the lead up to it.
Yes.
What was the feeling in the cast, knowing that you got such preparations?
Yeah, it's a very different kind of working environment. Normally we do about 30 pages a day, and with little or no rehearsal, so over a week you could do probably 100 pages. So for this episode, everyone's workload in terms of lines was down, probably about 20 pages, and suddenly we had 5 days rehearsal, which is kind of unheard. Yeah, so it's the complete reverse of what we normally do. So it was a kind of different way of concentrating.
And so with each of these scenes, lots of scenes. I mean, I would have thought maybe that at least the guys would have made it easy for themselves, but it was very complicated. Lots of scenes.
Yeah, but I think Simon Ashdown, the writer, was very generous in the way that he wrote it. I don't think anyone was given big chunks of dialogue.
Yeah.
I think that they probably had it in mind that it was live. And
so you're standing on the lot knowing that there's something else is going on live elsewhere.
Because there was none of that, like, start to walk into a scene. It was like, it was all going on.
Yeah, it was very slick. I think, yeah, that was one of the... I remember from watching the Bill live, they've done it twice now, that there's always a half a second delay. It seemed to cut to the scene and
then
people were waiting for their
yeah.
cues, and it looked a little bit uncomfortable. I think that was one of the things that they were very aware of.
Also, how did you keep it to time? Because I mean, it's one thing for us, we wear earpieces, so we get a count, so we know when we have to stop talking sometimes. How did you do it?
Well, I think by Wednesday night we'd done a run for it as 34 minutes. I think the most that they were given was 32, so there were changes on the Thursday. There were scenes that were changed and chopped around, so people were...
and a bit of leeway within the BBC as well, saying, OK, listen, we're not going to keep you absolutely to time.
To a point, yeah, but I think they didn't want it to go over a
Too
certain
much.
point, yeah. So they had to make cuts. That was on the Thursday. So people were obviously nervous enough, but then suddenly scenes were changing.
Well, I mean, they're bound to be, and there's no point doing it live if there aren't stumbles and a little bit of camera wobble here, a little bit of this there. I mean, there was very, very little.
Yeah.
There was one moment where Scott had a stumble.
Yeah, it was very, but he picked it up. Fantastic.
Yeah, he was. But we've got that little bit
bless
here.
him.
No, only just to illustrate how quickly he picked it up.
I'm innocent.
No, you hit him, all right? You held the fact from the... Look, it's a motive. You've held it against the public. Look, we all have.
Well, I'll explain that.
What are you going to say? You got a motive, Bradley, all right? He found out what's it? Look, she's carrying his kid. He knows about it.
See, but that's the way people talk.
In real life.
We all talk like that in real life.
Yeah, I'm glad you think so, yeah.
But also, had he not have done that, I'd have been going, well, it wasn't live, was it? It was too good.
No,
it was too good.
Because
it was so spot on.
So
no, it's fine. It was in the moment. It was,
And it's like the sort of theatre mode, when that starts to happen, everyone's awareness heightens that much more, thinking we might have to jump in.
Yeah,
here.
it's like a swan, you're sort of very still and serene on the surface. If you watch my face now, I'm kind of frozen. I'm not doing much. Just waiting for him to pick back up the cues.
I mean, we have to ask, obviously, I mean, now this opens up everything. You were there for that final moment when everybody was there watching to find out about Stacey. What's going to happen? Because, obviously, Max is now toying with this he's got two things here. He's like, does he clear his son's name, or does he drop the woman that his son loved and was trying to protect in it at the deep end?
Now, see, the interesting thing now is you can ask me all of those questions, but I can't really give you an answer because the stuff that we've shot now, with about 6-7 weeks down the line, no one has known who the killer has been. So there's been scenes that have occurred between. There was a scene between Max and Stacey last night where Max was trying to talk to her. Now I never knew what had happened between those characters. None of us did. So we were given direction towards
blind direction.
Yeah, blind direction. But if you actually watch it, it actually works. So it is getting confusing because suddenly I'm thinking of stuff that we've shot, and suddenly it takes on a different slant. So I guess in some way we had to trust Deirdre Sansa, the executive, and take direction from him, in that they knew where it was going and what was happening between the characters.
So didn't you get to the stage where, because of that blind direction, you thought, oh, I've got an idea? Because if I'm expected to maybe look at Stacey in a particular way, then that might be, sort of give you a bit of suspicion.
Yeah, but I was always led to believe that was related to Bradley's death, that something had happened about Bradley's death, because none of us knew how he died.
Yeah.
That either one or two of the characters felt guilty or blamed each other for the death. So I never related it to Archie.
A stunt was great.
The stunt was amazing.
It was a live
great,
stunt as well.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah,
We
he
did
was
catch
jumping
you.
off all week.
We did catch you putting your fingers down your throat.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened there? So were you going to make the noise and then they had the camera
well,
there?
it was in the script that Max obviously saw Bradley lying dead, then he was sick, so at some point we talked about putting the liquid into the mouth, then we realised that there's probably no time to do that. Oh, thanks. It's going to be on YouTube now.
Oh, no.
They actually, do you know what? If blinking, you missed that. I didn't notice it
But
until
actually, to me, it felt very real. I felt like if you were going to be sick anyway,
you might need to do
that.
it.
Yeah, you might want to just, get it all out.
Give it a little bit of a helping hand.
So you can't tell us, and I don't think we'd ask you actually, because we've all built up to this moment. Yeah,
I would.
But you're in it. You've signed for another year and a half.
Yes.
So we know that there are obviously big things to come.
Yes, and I think specifically big things between Max and Stacey. I know that there's a two-handed episode between those two characters coming up, which is going to be filmed very shortly and will go out very quickly.
Yes,
I like these special episodes that you're doing now.
So I think that's an exclusive. I got the nod to be able to tell you that this morning.
Oh, good.
So I'm very excited about it. Yeah, I mean, I love working with Lacey. She's an incredible actress. And,
isn't she?
I think it will be very interesting that the stuff between them will be more related to this, I guess. I haven't read it yet. I think it's work waiting for me.
Well,
now.
thank you for telling us that. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank
and
you.
thank you to the
It's
whole
lovely to see
team.
you.
Because
Send them our love and say how brilliant we think they are.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Still to come, Spice Girl Emma Bunton's revealing all the gossip on Dancing on Ice. We'll see you after the break.